Look, after over 30 years of boating, I've just been caught out. I've got caught in a storm. So what do you do if you're a small boat captain and you're out there and you get caught in a storm? Well, just check this out. So this morning I probably had about a 45-minute run back to the boat ramp. And where I live where there's a wet season and there's a dry season. I know the rains are going to come in the afternoon. So I was out there and it was about 11:30, 12 o'clock. I could see the rain building up. So I started to head back. I knew I had about an hour and a half, 2 hours before the storm's going to hit. So I started motoring back, but the problem was the wind against the current, and the wind picked up quite a bit and the current was really strong. In my little boat, I had to really go very slowly and even idle through some sections because I was taking on so much water. You'll see here me trying to putt along. I've taken the electric motor off the front of the boat, what they call the thrust plate when they build boats, and I've put it on a quick release bracket I've put on the floor of the boat. So that just stops the electric motor from taking out on a heap of water. It helps look after the motor as well. And I've got my life jackets ready, and I've gotten close to the shore because I'm going to have to come through this storm, and there was no way around it. I either go into the beach and wait the storm out or keep puttering through. So I decided to putt through, and if you decide to do that, here's a few tips for you.
Even the most experienced get called out from time to time. But trick is not to panic. Just push on shore nice and slowly. If it gets any worse, another plan B, and the plan B would be for me to beach it. But I'm not quite there yet. But I'm slowly making my way over towards the beach a little bit, just in case I do have to beach it.
As you can see here, I'm looking at the sounder because the sounder is going to keep me pointed in a straight direction. What happens in a lot of storms is it's what they call a whiteout, where you can't see around you, it's just all white because the rain's so heavy, and you can be disorientated really easily. Now, if you don't have a GPS to keep you going straight or keep you on the right bearing, you can use a compass, or if you can't use a compass, turn the boat into the waves, the direction the waves are coming, and keep the nose of the boat pointed into that direction, and the boat will stay straight. Now, I thoroughly recommend that anyway, which is what I did. I went fairly close to the shore, and I'm following the shore, and so the waves were coming up along the shoreline, so I was pretty lucky. But I always keep the nose of the boat pointed into the waves because I don't want to take any waves side on. I keep my bilge pump running because I'm taking a lot of water on board as well, and I just run the bilge pump, keep the boat pointed straight. It's only on idle, or I actually run, I found I ran it about 1,000 revs, just a little bit quicker than normal, just to keep that nose from diving under the waves and stuff like that. So look, if it got any worse than this, I would have shot straight into the bank and I would have just beached it and waited it out. Even if I caused a little bit of damage to the boat, it's better than sinking the thing. But in this particular situation, I was pretty confident that if I kept the nose forward and I just waited it out, eventually the storm will pass and I'll get through it. And look, it took nearly an hour. It took a long time, and I took a lot of water on board and stuff like that. But that's what you're gonna have to do. And if you're the captain of the boat, make sure that everyone's got a life jacket ready. The other safety stuff, make sure you've got a flares on board. Make sure you've got an EPIRB on board, and my EPIRB is registered. They know where I live, they know where I usually fish. All that stuff's really, really important. So getting caught in a storm isn't a big deal if it's not too big a storm, of course. But just take your time, put the nose into the waves, and just plow on through and you'll be right.